Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back and welcome to the full review of the Boss Katana mini guitar amplifier. I did upload a video, but I had to take it down because there was some errors that has since been corrected thanks to a little bit more searching and finding stuff out. Anyways, so let's get on with this. You have three channels: clean, crunch, and the brown channel. You have a 1/4-inch input jack for your instrument, wireless or cabled. Master gain, master volume, bass, middle, treble, and you have a analog delay. In fact, the entire amp is analog. It does house a 4-inch, what they call special speaker, whatever that's supposed to mean. It's got a good sized box for all that. You have an auxiliary input port, which you can use for, like, you know, off of your tablet, your iPhone, iPad, whatever audio output source. Pop her in there into the input and jam along with your favorite tunes. Headphone record out jack. It's kind of like a dual thing, okay? So anything you do with the knobs up here gets affected, of course, through your headphone jack for private listening or going to your studio equipment, which I did. I actually have a video on that. I also have a video showing this being tested on a Stratocaster and a Telecaster, so you can hear how those guitars sound. And then, of course, my first video that I did was with my Epiphone SG. Now, this thing also has a input jack for power, for a external power supply. So, but they don't mark the polarity, nor is it marked in the manual, right? All you know is that it's 9 volts input. Okay, well, that really is helpful. Not. Anyway, we'll continue on with that. It does come with 6 AA batteries. I'm still using the original batteries. I've got about 3 hours on these now. And they're just alkalines, but you can also use rechargeable batteries. Now with alkalines, they say depending on the quality, if they're a good quality alkaline, you can get up to 7 hours of runtime on alkalines, or you can get 9 hours on rechargeables, be it NiCads or NIMs, okay? So that's pretty cool. Now with some searching, and a lot of it, I did actually find out that the roll-in power supply that they say is in the manual doesn't exist anymore. Okay, I don't know why. I mean, the amp just came out, like, because they tell you, you know, this. But there are Boss power supplies that are compatible with, or backwards compatible to, the following different power supplies. You know, so there's a multitude there, and this one is on the list. So now on Boss's website and on Amazon, well, Boss and Amazon actually, for the exact same power supply that's supposed to be a Boss one or a Roland one. The polarity on the Boss website is not viewable. The one on Amazon, I was able to view it finally on one of them, and so the polarity, they said, was positive on the inside, negative on the outside. So I thought, okay, well, whatever. So that kind of lets out my pedal power packs that I have, because I have a few extras. So I did make an adapter to reverse that polarity so I wouldn't have to cut the cable. Plug it in, I got no juice. Okay, this is a problem. So more searching, Amazon. Every single power supply that they said was compatible to the one designed for this, all had polarities marked opposite to what it actually is. And it's like, this is going to piss some people off. So here's where you get your warning. So what you actually have to have is a 9-volt DC power supply. Okay, so it plugs into the wall AC, converts to DC, must be DC, okay, for output. 9 volts at a minimum of, I believe it's 380 milliamp. But I mean, pedal power supplies are generally, they go from like 100 milliamp and up, so I would make sure you get one that's at least 500 milliamp. And the power supply that I have, I got a few of these. These are from Outlaw Effects, and these are 9 volts DC output, 500 milliamp, more than enough milliamps. The Roland/Boss one is actually 2 amps. Now, I ended up going on to, I think it was either Musician Friend or Sweetwater, and they showed the same Roland power supply as what's on Roland's website, and I was able to view the polarity, which is this polarity. Okay, so it actually is the, if you buy it from Boss or you buy it from like, I think, like I said, Musician's Friend or Sweetwater. Even your local music store should have it. The point is, it's a 2 amp power supply, which is fine. That's lots of juice. But the polarity is actually supposed to be, for this amp, positive on the outside area. So that's your outside here, okay? That should be positive, and your inside tap is to be negative, okay? As long as you got all that jazz, you're good to go, okay? So, turns out I got 4 of these power supplies, and they'll all work on this amp just peachy cream, so I'm happy. I don't have to go out and buy one. Because I also didn't feel like paying the price for the Roland either. And these things are like under 10 bucks, so hey, under 10 bucks works for me. And of course, like I said, I got 4 of them. But anyhow, so here's the thing. From battery power, this thing is not putting out 7 watts. It's not even putting out 7 watts on the power supply. Okay, but it is putting out a lot more wattage running the power supply. It is very noticeable. I was doing some audio testing and watching the meters bounce, and I played this at full blast with batteries and had it recorded in my Apex 555 into my computer. I'm watching the meters, and I was just barely pushing past the halfway point on the meters, which is fine because then it's not too overbearing, right? But then I thought, okay, let's plug in the power supply, leave the settings alone. So I still had gain and volume at full blast. Now on the clean channel, it doesn't pin the meters, nor does it on crunch. It comes close. And when you go to that brown sound, that really kicks a lot of extra juice out of this amp. I pinned the needles on the meters, you know, and then you go back to the brown sound on the batteries, and it's still not pinning the meters. It's like just past the halfway point. So I'm like, oh, okay, so we are getting more power when we have consistent juice going in, okay? And we have access to 500 milliamps, so the amp is able to draw every bit that it wants, okay? Now, 7 hours of runtime with good quality batteries is pretty respectable. 9 hours with rechargeables is even more respectable, okay? Now, the difference between an alkaline and a rechargeable is you have slightly less voltage in the rechargeable battery, but you will get, of course, a longer run time. So, because the degradation of power is on a much lesser slope with rechargeables, you basically stay straight for quite a while, and then you start to dip off, and then, of course, you just flat out die. Alkaline batteries, as soon as you turn the juice on, you automatically start that decline, though it's a slow one, and it'll just keep going, and eventually they'll just, that's it. As soon as there's not enough juice to run the amp, then it'll pretty much shut down, but it'll sound like crap before then. So, now on the power supply, having the controls full blast on the clean, the crunch, or the brown, those channels, especially even the clean, is very clean compared to running batteries. Because on batteries at full blast, there's just a slight bit of noticeable breakup, not very much, but just a slightest amount. But on the power supply, it's like almost nothing. Like you wouldn't even be able to really tell. Okay, I certainly have a hard time hearing any kind of breakup with the controls full blast, both gain and volume, and that's leaving my bass, mid, and treble in the middle. Okay, and that's through any of my guitars. So that's fine. Now, as far as the amp, it was $138, which, after doing some more research yet again, I was looking at comparables, like ones from Blackstar, because that's basically the competitor for physical size and all this other jazz. And the Blackstars don't have the features that this one has, nor do they seem to sound as good either, or as clean. You know, so I mean, you're getting a lot of features in this little amp, and it's pretty powerful. I would say, in all, with a power supply, I would say you're getting at least a good 5 watts of real output power, which is good. Okay, so and it's realistic. With the batteries, you're probably getting about 3.5 to 4 watts of power on batteries, okay? But on the power supply, that extra, you know, about a watt or watt and a half is definitely noticeable. You know, and like I said, even the sound quality is a big improvement off the power supply. But, I mean, this thing was geared for more or less for portable use, you know, have it in your office or take it on a trip type of thing, go camping with it, go to the beach with it, you know, that sort of thing. And it's a great little practice amp regardless, you know. And I'm sure, you know, you know, if you buy one of these things, you'd be pretty happy with it because everybody else is really stoked about it. As you can tell on YouTube from all the videos of people who are buying this thing, have been buying it, and still are buying it. I do recommend it, like even for, you know, the fact it was 138 bucks Canadian, I would still recommend the amp. It's still a good amp. You're still getting a lot for your money. And in consideration of what you are actually buying, you can't really compare it to like other types of regular guitar amps. Like, you know, my thought was, okay, I got a Fender Mustang 1V2 and it cost me 169 bucks. So, you know, that's like $31 more for my Mustang, which is 20 watts and big 8-inch speaker and tons of tones and programmable and blah, 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 right? Well, you can't compare that Mustang amp to this. They're not even close to being in the same class category. We're talking portable mini amps. Now, I have other portable mini amps too. I have the Marshall MS2C, which I've actually already upgraded the speaker in this thing, and it sounds a lot better now. You know, so I've got this. It runs off a 9-volt, and it's a hip hook-on amp, which is great, and it's pretty loud for 1 watt. You know, and then I've also got this Fender Mini. Okay, it's called the Tone Master. Now, all it offers is a power switch knob, a tone control, a volume, and a gain, and of course your input. No belt clip, but there's going to be one on it because Kevy's going to do a mod job. I found a belt clip I can put on. So I'm going to actually modify it so you could use it as a hip amp. But otherwise it just has this, you know, stand that makes it tilt. You know, I can't remember what I paid for this, but, you know, it wasn't a whole lot of money. It's on my YouTube channel and you'll find out there what I paid for it. But again, this is a pretty cool little amp too for what it does, you know. So the Boss Katana mini amp is definitely a great bargain. It's definitely got some good volume. It is loud and it sounds great with that 4-inch speaker. And the fact you can hook it into your PA, which I have a video on, like I said, it sounds even better through my PA system. You know, it's like, wow, you know. I've yet to try it with headphones on my head, but that's coming. I'm going to check it out with my headphones because I have wireless headphones. We'll see what it sounds like through the headset. But it is definitely a great little amp. And yes, you can busk with this amp. So if you're a busker, definitely. And I have hooked my acoustic into this, my acoustic electric. Sounds awesome. It's great. So you can amplify your acoustic guitar with it. Any of your electric guitars. I don't know for sure whether or not you can put a bass guitar through it. You know, that would take a little bit more research to find out. But, you know, the thing is it's an all-around awesome little amp. You know, and I definitely give it a 4.5 out of 5 for those of you who like your star ratings on stuff. And get yourself one, man. I mean, get 2 or 3 if you want. You know, I'm kind of happy with just one though. You know, but it won't be my last mini amp. I'm also looking at the new Vox AC2 amp as well, and you know, other mini amps. It's like it's collecting stuff that's kind of fun, you know. So anyway, that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to the channel if you're a subscriber. If not, please subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos, music, RC, all kinds of stuff. So, catch you later. Thanks. Bye.